I'm waiting for my car to arrive, the Genesis GV60 to be precise, and my chauffeur is nowhere to be seen. Why a chauffeur, you ask? Because the Genesis is akin to the Bentley, including its badge. So in this review, let's explore its interior, exterior, how it handles, whether or not it's quiet, superb, or just a pimped up Ioniq 5. Looks nice though. What's this? I ordered the full chauffeur experience. Like, you have one job. Open the door. Thanks. 1 star. Whilst we needlessly wait for my chauffeur, my name's Chris and I've covered almost all electric vehicle offerings in Australia. And if you want honest, unbiased reviews, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss out in the next video. Ready, driver? The interior of the GV60 is delightful. What with its ethically and environmentally friendly leather, stitch lining that makes them just a bit more interesting, plus these seats appear to be ventilated, but they're not. They're only heated with thanks to these controls and the rear doors. Space and room back here is excellent for a mid-sized SUV. With the passenger seat in my wait, this seat could be definitely better positioned. Yeah, that's more like it. Knee room is generous, along with foot space. Headroom, it's okay, and this window will come almost all the way down. I can shift air around using these B-pillar vents and keep my phone charged with one of these 4 USB sockets located in the cabin. Plus, if I need to, I can actually do some serious work in the GV60, like charge my laptop or any other device, up to 3,600 watts of power. For reference, a MacBook Pro uses 65 watts, or your TV at home, 500 watts, so plenty of capability here. In the back of the seat, you can store things behind this plastic thing. Down here, you can put important bits and pieces under the center console, which, funnily enough, goes all the way through to the front. A bit weird, but okay. The seats are adjustable to 3 different positions, and you've got ISOFIX on the outboard seats. Cup holder count in the cabin comes to an industry average of 8, which I think at this price, maybe this should be more. The view back here is spectacular. I mean, check out this panoramic roof. For all this glowing praise, what could be better? I guess powered and ventilated rear seats, maybe some rear screens for entertainment, and that's pretty much it. Okay, enough of this pleasant serenity. Driver, the door? Thank you very much, and I want to have a drive. I don't need that, nor you. That was my brother, by the way, so thanks to Andrew for helping me out. Here's a really cool feature of this car. All I need to do is look into this little camera, and with my face, it will unlock. Amazing. Then, to drive it, all I need to do is put my fingerprint on here, and away we go. The front passenger, just like the driver, gets a 12-way adjustable power seat. It's also heated and ventilated. You've got this slide-out glove drawer, or compartment rather, and the ability to play around with the center display that is comprehensive, fast, and covers everything you need. I should note that connected app support is weirdly limited to the performance model. Why? I mean, it's 100 grand plus car, so it should actually be included in both, right? On top, you have controls for interior lighting, and the car has also got beautiful ambient lighting that's RGB controllable, and in the boot there is the brightest lights that I've ever seen. There's also an SOS button up here and a slider to control the roof blinds, which is great for hot summer days in Australia. Everywhere you touch, mostly, is premium, from the copious use of suede throughout its interior, including in the boot, which is extraordinary. But conversely, on the sides of the boot and in little places just here and there, not here, but back there, it's really hard plastic. I don't get it. I must say the GV60 is definitely a utility vehicle. You've got 2 12-volt sockets, easy control HVAC system through this touch control screen down here. Connectivity is well handled too with DAB FM radio, Bluetooth, as well as that wired Android Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that I spoke of before. When I first saw the Genesis GV60, I thought to myself, that's a Mercedes EQ something. And then, wait, no, the headlights, they're more like a Porsche, but there's a lot more here. No, this is a fancy, mature-looking Ioniq 5. My favourite EV to date. Check out this review if you want to see that. Its looks are pretty good from almost every angle. There's 21-inch deconstructed alloy wheels, massive wheel arches, curves that go on for days. Then there's these quirks like cut-back lines and stripes running down the roofline. It all comes together very nicely to this integrated spoiler that meets the rear window. Amazingly cut in two. Storage capacity in the GV60 is okay. Got a 25-litre Frunk, which is that size because of those dual motors. In the rear, there's 432-litre boot, and if you put the seats down, 1460 litres. Under the floor, there's some additional storage space for a run black kit, first aid, and the vehicle to load adapter, which is one of the awesome features of this car and covered here in this other video. For those who know me, I'm a bit of an aviation geek, and this cockpit is like a glass cockpit, which is to say there's screens everywhere. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens. It's very well laid out. There's a main 12.3-inch touchscreen that controls the car, settings, entertainment, and more. A quick criticism here, the system is great in that you've got built-in maps and navigation, and if you need a charge somewhere along your route, it will suggest them to you. You've also got wired Android Auto and wired Apple CarPlay, but that's the exact issue. It should be wireless for this price of car, so yeah, come on Genesis. Beneath the main center screen, you've got climate controls, you've got 2 digital side mirrors, and a driver's binnacle that has excellent resolution and a fun party trick. Across the front, you've got 4 manual vents, which maybe at this price point should be powered, but then again, the Tesla system that's done all through the screen drives me mad, so actually no, keep it as it is. The center armrest has some storage space, a wireless phone charging spot, hub buttons for parking sensors, camera, and more, and I'll get back to these soon. There's also a touch-sensitive jog dial to control the main screen, plus some more shortcut buttons to help with navigation, because after all, who wants to be reaching out this far? You can't see it, but seriously, from my position here, and I'm short, so I'm kind of close to the wheel, I guess, it's a bit of a reach, so that's very helpful. Down in this section, you've got some volume controls, thumping, 17-speaker Bang & Olufsen surround sound system. Pretty amazing, and yeah, everyone loves getting in this car and just listen to music, it's that good. And then over to the right, we've got some other controls here for electronic stability control, park brake, boot and dimmers for the internal lights here. The driver's door has all the usual stuff like controls for windows, locks and mirror controls, which, by the way, can we talk about these because they're both brilliant and somewhat a little bit annoying. I've experienced these in the Ioniq 6 and some Audi electric car that I reviewed a while ago, and they're mostly brilliant, mostly. The only issue is that when they get a little bit of muck on them, it can be a bit hazy, particularly at night. You get some haloing effect, and yeah, maybe that chauffeur of mine should have done a better job cleaning them. Anyhow, when you turn the GV60 on, this magical thing happens. That's actually the drive selector moonlighting as a crystal sphere. Is it bling? Yes. Is it necessary? No, but a bit of fun nonetheless. As a suggestion here, it would be nice to see Genesis include that when you sit in the seat and put your foot on the brake, that it will actually engage the ability to drive this car, because that's what that is demonstrating to you. And get rid of this legacy button over here, which feels really unnecessary in 2023. You've got easy entry just like in a Tesla, and this seat is extremely comfortable. I've counted, I think I'm right here, 14-way power adjustment, including massage function, which I'd forgotten I'd set inside the car settings here, and then I'm driving along and I've been about an hour, and suddenly I'm getting my back, lumbar, sides, and bum massaged, and it's like, whoa, whoa, oh, that's rather nice. Okay, let's do some driving. Those familiar with Hyundai, I mean Genesis, will know that drive mode in these cars is forgotten whenever you, the iPedal mode that is, when you change the car. So just before I turn it around and it's gone out of iPedal mode, it's gone back to level 3 mode. Extremely frustrating. There's 4 different drives in here. You've got Comfort, Sport, Eco, as well as My, as in you can set your own. And it's really frustrating that if I've saved a My setting, why not do a disclaimer on that screen there? And yeah, I want to have iPedal mode all the time. I don't want to have to re-engage it by pressing this left pedal here to go back to I-pedal mode. Yeah, I just turned the car around to redo this take, and it actually went out of I-pedal mode, so I put it into reverse, put it back to drive, and I'm back to level 3 again. Extremely frustrating. And yeah, you've got driver profiles in here, so if it remembers your seat position and your mirrors, HVAC, all that, why not actually just also the driving mode that I prefer? Just a little bit of a suggestion there for Genesis. Moving on. All versions in Australia of the GV60 feature dual motors, and they all go like the clappers. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4 seconds. I kid you not. The GV60 has 234 kilowatts of power and 605 newton meters of torque. The performance one, a crazy 320 kilowatts and 605 newton meters of torque with these 21-inch tires. It's insane, and it does it effortlessly, but that's all you would want it to actually do, to be honest. Suspension is SUV-like, and there's adaptive electronic limited slip rear differential. It's a bit dreamy, a little bit lofty. There's still contact with the road, don't get me wrong. But if you want to do spirited driving, this is obviously not your car, right? You're not going to be doing tight bends in this. No, it's a luxury crossover vehicle after all. And same can be said for the steering feel. It's befitting of this type of vehicle. It's got a good weight to it. It's a bit separated from the driving experience, and that's okay in my opinion. I want easy, carefree driving experience, thank you very much. But push this fun button down here called boost, and you get a crazy 10-second acceleration boost. And the seats, they'll squash you in from the sides, I kid you not. And then now performance is 360 kilowatts or 700 newton meters. Get a lot of people with it. Engaging cruise control is done through this button, with speed increments done in 1 km per hour pushes, or hold it to jump by 10 say. You can resume, set, pause via the toggle here, and change your follow distance. Turning lane keep assist on is okay. It's in that sort of good to moderate territory, and depending on road conditions, it will do gentle curves just fine. It's just not Tesla, Volvo or Polestar level. Visibility at the front here is excellent with, sure, large A-pillars and C-pillars, but I think this is what you expect in this type of vehicle, and they've got large window masses, big rear view mirror, and view out the back is actually pretty good, to be honest. Up front and center, I've got a heads-up display that actually shows me my speed, what steering assist is on, directions, and more. And beneath that is a huge 12.3-inch screen that can be customized in like 8 different ways, showing digital or analog style speedo, power, regen, battery state, and more. Plus, watch this, there's an augmented heads-up system. If you deviate from your lane without indicating, it will not only beep at you, vibrate the steering wheel and try and correct the car back to center, but it will also show this red wall on the screen. I love it, but is this something you would use when you're actually driving? I don't think so. It's very distracting, to be honest. Great gimmick, and I think if this was in a Tesla and in no other cars, the Tesla fan would say, this is awesome and your car doesn't have it. So good on Genesis for thinking of it first. Brakes are biting. They do a good job of pulling up the more than 2 ton that this vehicle weighs. In a straight line, they're very confident and assuring, but again, you're not going to be maybe doing those tight hairpin turns and throwing it around, no. It does hold some weight, and efficiency is surprisingly not that bad at 19.1 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks. I'm averaging about 20, so realistically it's going to give me about 390 kilometers of range from that 77.4 kilowatt hour battery. In terms of safety, warranty and price, the Genesis GV60 is 5-star NCAP rated. It's got 8 airbags, autonomous emergency braking, pedestrian cyclist detection, junction assist, blind spot assist, rear cross traffic alert, including safe exit, which warns you if something's about to pass the car when you open the door even slightly. Driver attention monitoring, lane follow assist, as well as lane keep assist, front and rear parking sensors, 3D view, and nothing that you could really be wanting for, seriously. In terms of its warranty and servicing, your first 5 visits are free, and they're completed at 12-month intervals or 15,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. Paint defects, however, is only limited to 1 year, and squeaks and rattles and shakes, only 1,500 kilometers. So yeah, you want to sort that out pretty damn fast. Pricing starts at $103,700, or for the performance one, $110,700 before on-road costs. Let's talk about charging the GV60, shall we? It comes included with an AC charger, and you can connect it to millions of power points all around Australia. Doing so will give you about 10 kilometers of additional range per hour. So that would take 4 to 5 hours overnight to replace your typical Australian driving usage. If you do lots of clicks, then maybe you need one of these, and the GV60 can take up to 11 kilowatts of charging. That's going to give you a good 50 kilometers of additional range per hour, so 0 to 100%, 8 hours. Doing so will cost you about $6 on a cheap EV electricity plan. If you've got a typical plan of, let's say, 25 cents per kilowatt hour, check your electricity bill out by the way to see what you pay, that's going to cost you about $20. Now compare that to a similar size petrol or diesel SUV. That will cost you at least $60 to $75 depending on the price of petrol today. And is petrol going to decrease in price? It's only going to go up. This is something you can control, especially if you've got solar at home, you can actually fill it for free. So how awesome is that? Plus, waking up to a full battery every day is akin to having a petrol pump in your house. So bye-bye fossil fuel companies. If you don't have access to a plug at home, you could always come to a rapid charger like this one, where the car will accept up to 233 kilowatts or go from 10 to 80% in just 17 minutes. At an average price of 60 cents per kilowatt hour, doing that sort of charge will set you back about $35. So your fuel bill will still be half that of using petrol. The Genesis GV60 is overall an excellent car, with insane acceleration, luxurious interior, space to accommodate a family of 4 in high style or 5 in a bit of a push, with looks that will make even a BMW, Mercedes, or maybe even a Bentley owner to jump brand. Maybe. I'd like to see them change some of the hard plastics that are present in the boot, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, handling to cover not just that 4-second 0 to 100 km per hour sprint, and well, that's it. It's a very short list of issues with this car. That's how good it is. With a good warranty, rapid fast charging, vehicle to load inside and out, and a car that will do 400 kilometers in a week without even breaking a sweat. If you're in this price range, I would definitely be trying this out because you'll be pleasantly surprised about how good it is. And if you can, try it for a bit longer. Maybe ask the dealer if you can take it home for the night. In this video, I didn't get an opportunity to show you remote summon as well as its parking features, but I've covered them off previously with the likes of the Ioniq 6, the Kia EV6, and even the Ioniq 5. And this is identical in every way, shape or form. So again, check out those links I've left in the description if you want to see those videos. If you've watched the video to this point, I want to thank you so much for doing so. It really does help the channel, but plus also, you know what does help? Subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing, all those good things. If you like coffee like me, consider giving me a Ko-fi tip, and otherwise I'll see you soon. So bye-bye fossil fuel companies. I don't know what just happened, but that's cool.
I was grateful to the movie companies for their investment in my future.
It's too fun.